James Carter was a kind, humble man in his late 60s. He lived in a small town where everyone knew each other. James had worked hard his whole life as a mechanic, fixing cars in his tiny garage. He loved cars, not because they were machines, but because they represented freedom. James dreamed of owning a dealership someday, but it always felt out of reach. He wasn't rich, and people often overlooked him because of his age and the color of his skin. One sunny afternoon, James walked into a big car dealership in the city. He had saved up for years to buy a brand new car, a shiny red sedan he had his eye on for months. The dealership was busy, filled with salesmen in suits talking to potential customers. James stood quietly by the entrance, admiring the cars. His clothes were simple, an old plaid shirt and faded jeans, but his heart was full of excitement. James waited patiently, hoping someone would come over to help him. But no one did. Salesmen walked past him without even saying hello. Some glanced at him briefly, then turned away as if he wasn't worth their time. After a while, James finally approached a salesman named Eric. "Excuse me," James said politely. "I'd like to see that red sedan over there. I'm ready to buy it today." Eric looked at James from head to toe, his smile fake and cold. "That car is expensive," Eric said. "Are you sure it's within your budget? Maybe you should look at something cheaper." James felt his heart sink. He had worked so hard, saved every penny, and now he was being treated like he didn't belong there. "I've saved enough," James replied calmly. "I'd like to test drive it, if possible." Eric rolled his eyes and called another junior salesman to handle James. But even the junior salesman treated him poorly, barely answering his questions and rushing through the test drive. James felt humiliated, but he didn't lose his patience. He left the dealership that day without buying the car, but his heart carried a heavy weight. Later that evening, James shared the story with his granddaughter, Lisa. Lisa was a young lawyer with a fiery spirit. She couldn't believe how her grandfather had been treated. "Grandpa," she said, "you deserve better. They had no right to treat you like that." Lisa took it upon herself to investigate the dealership. She found out that the owner, Mr. Turner, was planning to sell the dealership because of financial troubles. Lisa had an idea, a bold one. "Grandpa," she said with excitement in her eyes, "what if you bought the dealership? You've been fixing cars your whole life. You know everything about them. This is your chance." James laughed at first. "Lisa, that's a big dream. I'm just a mechanic. How could I possibly own a dealership?" But Lisa didn't give up. She helped James connect with a local bank for a loan, using his garage and land as collateral. James was nervous, but he trusted Lisa's confidence. 2 months later, James walked back into the dealership, but this time, not as a customer. He walked in as the new owner. Yes, James Carter had bought the dealership. The same place where he had been ignored and humiliated was now his. When the staff saw him, their jaws dropped. Eric, the rude salesman, couldn't believe his eyes. "Mr. Carter," he stammered. "That's right," James said with a calm yet firm voice. "I'm the new owner. From now on, every customer who walks in here will be treated with respect, no matter who they are or where they come from." James didn't fire anyone immediately, but he set clear rules. He introduced training programs for the staff to teach them about respect and customer service. He also hired people from the local community, including young men and women who had struggled to find jobs. The dealership quickly gained a reputation for its fairness and kindness. Customers loved the welcoming atmosphere, and sales started booming. James became known as the kind-hearted dealership owner who turned his life around with hard work and determination. One day, a young man walked into the dealership wearing simple clothes, much like James had that first day. The staff greeted him warmly, showing him every car with patience and respect. James watched from his office, a smile on his face. He had come full circle. James's story became the talk of the town, and soon it spread beyond the city. Local newspapers called him an inspiring example of resilience. People from far and wide came to meet him, calling his story one of the most heartwarming stories of the elderly they had ever heard. James Carter had gone from being an overlooked black customer to a proud dealership owner. It was a shocking dealership takeover, but it was also justice served. His journey became one of those inspiring millionaire stories that people loved to share, a story of courage, determination, and an unexpected turn of events. Years later, when James finally retired, he passed the dealership down to Lisa, who continued to run it with the same kindness and fairness her grandfather had shown. James spent his days in the garage, fixing cars for fun and sharing his inspiring story with anyone who would listen. Because of James Carter, the world learned an important lesson: never underestimate the power of hard work, respect, and a little bit of faith. From rags to riches, from overlooked customer to dealership owner, James's journey was truly an inspiring story of victory and redemption.
And that's the story, guys. I hope you enjoyed this journey as much as I did in creating it. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon so you never miss a new adventure. And if you really loved it, share this story with your friends and family. Let's spread the word together. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep dreaming, keep believing, and keep exploring. Hope to see you soon. Bye.